What's up guys, your boy Mikey Garcia. Just want to recommend the Fat Attack Stack. Help you increase your stamina, increase your endurance, increase your energy levels, and also burn fat. So don't forget the Fat Attack Stack by Snack.
Hey, what's up everybody? Marcos Villegas being joined with Oscar Valdez, who fights coming up November 30th in Las Vegas, a foray into a different division. You look trim, man. You look in good shape.
I feel good. You know, we've been training camp's been excellent. You know, I feel stronger. I feel healthier now at 130 pounds, and I'm planning on showing it this November 30th. I feel healthier, and I know I'm gonna get a better performance for my next fights.
You look healthier. Like back then, the cut, like I could tell in your face, like you were hurting, like you were like sunken in your cheeks and your eyes.
Yeah. So right now we got 2 weeks for my my fight. By this time, for me to make 126, I would definitely be way tired, less energetic to be talking to the media, and just be exhausted right now. So right now, I got a lot of energy to go back in the gym and keep on training.
So for that cut, were you going down from like 138, 140 to make 126?
Man, to be honest, I was going down from 150 to 126. So
Jesus, that was like my cut in wrestling, but I did that over a 3-month period.
Yeah. So well, mine was 2-month period, but the thing is
You're eating salads. That's all you're eating. It's just salads.
Oh yeah, the plant-based diet, just staying healthy. Just means trying to stay healthy, trying to lose all that weight. It wasn't healthy at all, but now I feel more energetic. You know, it doesn't mean I'm still gonna make 130 like I'm still easily eating. I still gotta cut down on weight, and you know, just it's still not gonna be easy at all. But I do feel healthier. I do feel stronger, and I do feel that's gonna help me perform better on my next fights.
How bad was it the day before or the 2 days before? Were you having to still cut the last 5-6 pounds?
Oh, it was extremely bad, extremely bad. I can't express. You know, a lot of fighters go through the same thing as I do. You know, when you don't eat for 3 days, literally nothing for 3 days, you hardly drink water, and you know it's not healthy. You know, there was times where I thought I was gonna faint, and I hated that because I knew if I fainted, my manager Frank Espinosa or my father was gonna cancel the fight immediately, and that was 3 months of training camp to the trash. So there was times where I would just concentrate. All right, don't faint. Just go in there, train as much as you can, just to lose them 3 pounds or 4 more pounds. And it wasn't healthy, you know. And it's been a rough year for boxing. You know, there's been a lot of fighters in comas. There's been some fatal fights, and I blame that to a lot of dehydration, to cutting down the weight so fast. And you know, even though boxing is everything for me, boxing is my life, I still do want after every fight I do want to go back to my family, which is the most important thing for me in life. So I think the healthier and the best thing I've done right now is to go up to 130, and I think I'm just gonna be a healthier fighter.
Damn, you 3 days. That was the most you went, really?
So there's a lot of things that people don't know. You know, obviously they just see you fight, they just see you make weight, and they don't know the background of everything that you've done. You know, they don't see the training camp. They don't know. People don't know what it's like to be in a strict diet, only eating very little salads just to make weight, and having 3 days without eating nothing or 2 days without eating nothing just to make weight, and then trying to eat as much as possible. You know, it's not healthy for the body. You know, there's points where wanting to throw up after every weigh-in, and it's just not healthy. That's the most important thing.
It's terrible. I only did it maybe twice, where I didn't eat anything for like a day and a half, and it's terrible because everything bugs you. And then the worst part is the water, and you're like sluggish. But I noticed like when I would weigh in, I would binge eat. Like I would just because it was a natural response. Like I'm so goddamn hungry. Like I just give me that whole bottle, and I'd chug the whole bottle. And I noticed sometimes that I'd feel even worse after. I'd feel like super sluggish.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things that happen. You have to be more. Once you make weight, you still have to eat healthy. But when you make weight this way, you try to eat as much as possible, and you get full overeating just a banana. And it's very it's stressful. It's hard. It's not easy. I was always mad the week of a fight. You know, it's hard
because you're not eating. You can't eat anything.
It's hard to put up a smiley face with the crowd, with the fans. But
I would say like you're irritable. Everything bugs you because you're in a state where you don't feel good. You have no energy. You're cranky, and when you look at food, you're just like fuck, like you know, and you try to like get away from it.
so now, like, I feel healthy. You know, now I feel better. I feel stronger. Even working in the gym, I feel faster. I feel stronger. I feel I got my legs under me. I feel I could do a lot more things. I feel I could give that extra every day now in the gym. Where when I was having to go down to 126, there was times where I could hardly get through half of the workout. So, like I said, I repeat it, I feel better in this weight class, and I know it's going to help me win my next fights.
Your trainer Eddie said that you've improved a lot in your defense. But looking back at the fight that you had with Quig, where you came out with a broken jaw, while you're there healing up, were you worried that you weren't going to be the same, or you weren't going to be able to box again?
You know, I'll be lying if I said I didn't. You know, I was worried when I had my mouth wired up for 2 months without being able to eat nothing. I knew it wasn't healthy, and I knew I might not be 100% ready for my next fights. That was bugging me for a long time, but that also made me open my eyes in a lot of things and made me realize that one day in one fight, anything could change. You could lose your life in that fight. You could lose your career in that fight. That fight could be the last fight in your life. So that's only made me a better fighter, a more disciplined fighter. And if I can go back in time, I wouldn't change it. I would just let that happen because it was a learning experience for me, and I just feel like I'm a better person and a better fighter now.
Does it go away, that thought in the back of your mind about getting hit in the jaw and how you take it with each camp, or is it still something that at times kind of lingers?
To be honest, that's in the past already. The only times I remember that is when I get asked the question, how do you feel about your jaw? I think about, my jaw is perfectly fine. You know, I haven't had no problems. I've gotten hit in my next fight, my last fights, sparrings, and have a couple encounters like just playing games with my friends, playing baseball, and having hit another guy with my face, and my jaw is perfectly fine. I have no problems with it. So that's in the past. Right now, I really don't think about it. I'm a very positive guy. I think positive all the time. So I know in my next fights, everything's gonna come out well.
Ryan Garcia's in camp with you as well, but I think like at different times, right? I'm curious, did you ever had a chance to move around with him? Like, does Eddie let you guys all move around? Because you're 30, he's 35, like same weight class pretty much, 5 pounds difference, but...
We have not. Well, we I hardly see any of them. I hardly see Ryan or I hardly see Canelo in the gym because we all have our separate times. You know, I do see Ryan every now because after I train, he comes in. Great kid. You know, he does his thing. I did want to spar him a couple of times, but we just don't match up times. But eventually it'll happen. You know, I think we'll get some good work, and he's a great fighter, very fast. You know, he carries a good punch, but we're just good teammates. You know, he does his thing. You know, we take our times. He works with Eddie and his time, and then I work with my time, and then Canelo. So we're very professional at what we do.
I'm gonna call Frank if you guys spar. I want to watch that. That'd be a good sparring. Seeing you coming to 130 is a lot of possibilities for you. You're co-headlining with Carl Frampton. He mentioned to me that he would like to fight you along with other people. How do you think it's all gonna go? Do you think you are gonna end up meeting up Frampton in maybe like 2 fights from now, or do you think it'll be Herring, or what do you think?
Hopefully. But to be honest, neither Herring, neither Berchelts, neither Frampton's in my mind right now. My mind right now is strictly on Andres Gutierrez. I'm a very positive guy. I think I'm gonna win that fight. I'm gonna come out victorious because I train very hard. After this fight, if I win, if God wants I win, I want direct with Berchelts. That's the one guy everybody wants to fight. And then after that, I would think about Frampton or Herring or whatever out there. But I got to take it step by step. And right now, I'm strictly thinking about Andres Gutierrez.
That Berchelt fight would be awesome, though. That's a great fight.
He's a great fan of mine. He's a great guy. I've said it. He's a champion inside the ring and outside the ring. Got nothing but respect for him. But I want to take his belt. And I said it personally to him. And like I said, we're great friends. We're hugging each other. We're saying, man, one day we're going to fight. Nothing personal. We just want to show who's the best. He said he's the best. I told him, no, I'm the best. And we're going back and forth. But he's a great guy, man. He's a great guy. He's a fighter who I definitely will want to fight if everything goes well.
And my final question, the most important one, how's Steve? Is he good?
Steve's good. Steve is healthier than me, than you, than everybody.
Eating him good?
He's eating well. He's eating better than any of us. And then I feel we're all gonna die before him. He lives 100 years.
Is that how long crocodiles live, really?
They live a long time, so yeah, and he's healthy and everything. So I think he's gonna outlive me.
How big is he now?
He's about 6 feet, a little more than 6 feet. Yeah, he's big. He's big.
Weigh what, like 400 pounds, 300 pounds?
No. He weighs like 150, probably 150 pounds.
It still trips me out that you have a crocodile, man. And you swim with him.
I think about it. I think it is kind of crazy what people think.
Yeah, it's not a normal pet. Usually people get a dog or rabbit. You got a crocodile?
The thing is, I got it whenever it was very small. I didn't think it was going to grow that fast. It's been 11, 12 years
It's
already.
a crocodile, bro. Come on.
Well, 12 years, it went by fast, and now he's big. But, thank God, my career, everything's gone well. Now I have a place where I can have him in like a natural habitat where he eats well and he's well lived. So Steve is fine. He's doing better than all of us right now.
How is the process of feeding him? Is that kind of like a scary thing, or like you just go to the butcher shop and get stuff?
No. It's my cheapest animal that I have, Steve. He eats by himself. If I don't feed him, he eats by himself. There's pigeons that go down and drink water, and he just ends up getting them.
No way.
Yeah, it's very cheap, but chicken is very cheap also. So $2 every week to feed them chicken. And I got a little thing, I've gotten friends that come over to a ranch, and they come over and they get the chicken, and they, actually, Alacran Berchelt went to my ranch once, and which was a terrible story because he almost bit his hand, and I would have felt terrible if it would have ended his career right.
You gotta tell me this. Wait, explain. How did all this happen?
Alacran Berchelt's feeding him the chicken. I tell him, let it go quick, and he takes his time. So Steve goes up and almost bites his hand. So I tell him, I got scared. I will feel terrible if you lose your career over my fault. Because you're feeding Steve. But yeah, it was all fun and games right there. I got to think that when there's somebody comes to my ranch, you got to feed Steve. But not like Alacran did it. I did a safer way.
Yeah, I would launch it like 10 feet away. Like I wouldn't want to get close to him.
That's how mostly everyone does it. You just throw it with a distance. Yeah. You hold it for a little bit and you let it go a little too close to him. So I had to talk to him after that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Mexican crocodile hunter right here. Oscar, thank you so much. It's good seeing you. Oscar Valdez returns November 30th on ESPN.